Playmakers, what's going on? This is Coach Wood, and I am back. I am back, locked and loaded, ready to serve you guys. Talk about some key topics. This is the Weekday Huddle. So if you're joining us for the very first time, Before You Go Pro channel, and the Weekday Huddle is Monday through Friday, you guys. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Coach Wood is right here, and we're talking about the football topics that pertain to you. The football players, the parents and guardians of the football players, and the coaches and fans out there. The topics that pertain to you guys, and there's a lot to cover. You guys, that's why we don't go into a bunch of other sports, because we have to be practitioners at what we know. And football is what we know, and there is plenty to cover in the football industry. Very, very competitive, and you don't want to make the wrong mistakes, you guys. So please go down and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are tremendously close, you guys, to 1,000 subscribers in our YouTube community, which is a huge feat. That's a huge accomplishment that we've had our eye on for a while. So if you've already subscribed, please share with family and friends and make sure that they subscribe. If you haven't already, please officially join our community so that you're notified whenever we release new content on behalf of Before You Go Pro. Also, we have some special resources down for you down in the description box. So check out those resources. No brainer for a football player or a parent of a football player. Go down and check out those resources. So let's get into today's Weekday Huddle topic, you guys. I have been having a blast coming in each week with you guys and covering these topics, and then seeing some of your comments and responses as well. So let's get into today's topic, you guys. Now, today's topic is big, you guys, because there's steps. There's always a process to get what we want in life, right? And in the football industry is no different. A matter of fact, you better pay particular attention to the steps, because it's so competitive. There's always somebody waiting by the phone. So that's what this is all about. If we can help get you guys to the opportunity before someone else, that's what we want to do. All right. We want to obviously stay in our lane at all times, but let's not mistake it. You don't want to waste time when it comes to some of the things that you guys are shooting for in the football industry. When it comes to landing a scholarship or a PWO opportunity, especially when we're talking at the high school and junior college levels, you guys have been a little bit on the back burner. So you want to make sure that you're going about the process the right way. There's one tried and true thing, you guys, that we always start with whenever we get a new athlete into our Before You Go Pro program. For those that don't know, we work with athletes across the country, and we have now for 2 decades. And we have a very particular process and a very particular athlete that we are looking for. Now, when a new athlete comes into Before You Go Pro, and then obviously most of their intentions are to go Division I or to a high-level Division II school for most of our athletes. We do have some athletes that go D3 and NAI, but most of the athletes that join Before You Go Pro have the intention of going to a Division I or a high-level Division II school. If they're in high school or they're in junior college, that means that we have to get going. We want to get them in front of these coaches, these recruiters, these player personnel people. We want to get them as much exposure as possible. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. It's sales. And you have to make sure that your athletes are getting exposure. But there is one step that you have to do before you send out any film, before you DM, call, or email any coach. And that is do the film evaluation. We start everything, you guys, with the film evaluation. The evaluation is the resume. It's the demo tape. It's the mixtape. It lets us know where we stand. It lets us know and take a good guess at what level of college football the young athlete can potentially play at. And that is where we excel. you guys, with before you go pro. We excel with the film evaluation. Now, that doesn't always mean that an athlete is going to land exactly at the level that we evaluate them at. They may get a juicy opportunity at another level that they want to take. Some of the athletes may want to go to junior college and then make their move after that. But we have always been extremely close, you guys, on the film evaluation. I would say 90% of the time, the athletes land at the level that we tell them in the very beginning when we start working with them. When we start working with them, the first thing that we do is the film evaluation, which tells us and gives us a scope of what level we should be pitching them to so that we're not wasting time. The bottom line is you want to do the film evaluation so that you're not wasting time. I could be trying to pitch you to a record label, but if you're not top tier record label type of talent, then I'm wasting time. I'm wasting the record label's time and I'm wasting your time because we're not going to have a match. At the end of the day, before you go pro, is a matchmaking program. It's a matchmaking service. Now, we mentor our athletes and stay with them, but early on in the service, they're looking for a match. It's a matchmaking service. And for us to have a match, we have to do a film evaluation so that we can offer you and expose you to somebody that's looking for someone just like you. So you may feel like you may be an all-conference level player. You may feel like your film is Cal Berkeley. You may feel like your film is Duke. The film evaluation is going to tell us if it is. And if it is, then maybe we have a match. But if it's not, then we don't want to waste our time with Cal or Duke. We may want to go to a school like Arkansas State. We may want to go to a school like San Jose State. We may have a match that happens faster. So the film evaluation is where we start, and it's where we start because we have to. You have to know what you're working with. If you're a pastor at a church and you want to bring more people into the church, you can't start preaching to these people if they need a sandwich. If they're homeless and their stomach's rumbling, you can't just start preaching to these people. You got to give them a sandwich. You got to know where they're at, and then you can take them to the next level. It's no different with an athlete. I got to know where you're at before I could take you to the next level, before I can expose you to the next level, before I can call that coach at the next level. I got to know, should I call D3? Should I call NAI coach? Should I call a D2 coach? Or should I call a Power 4 coach? The film evaluation will tell me that. So anybody trying to help you, whether it's someone that's in the recruiting industry, whether it's your own coach at your high school, whether it's your parent that's trying to pitch you to schools, whoever is representing you, whoever is getting you more exposure has to have a good feel for your film and what level, what access your film can receive. What access can your film get you? Because there's a lot of, I'll tell you one story. We had an athlete that called me up one day. He said, Coach Wood, can you check my film? Didn't get a chance to check the film. Then all of a sudden I see online on social media, he tagged us that he had an offer from Hawaii. So right away, I knew his film was at a certain level. I hadn't even seen it yet, but I knew that if Hawaii had offered, his film was at a certain level. Then when I watched the film, his film was better than Hawaii. So he got a Hawaii offer. I take a look at the film and I say, this film is better than Hawaii. Guess what? You're going Power 4, buddy. Gave him and his mom a call. Said, you guys should not commit to Hawaii. Be patient. There's going to be some Power 4 options. And guess what happens? If some Power 4 options come, some money comes with it. And lo and behold, he's going off to UCLA and had many other options at the Power 4 level, all based off of the film. I didn't need anybody else to tell me what he was worth. The film tells you your market value. So that's good. because you might not have the phone. The film tells you your market value, not the phone ringing. The film and a real film evaluator can tell you your market value without the phone ringing. A real estimator of a home, an appraisal person for a home, can tell you the market value of that home before anybody pulls up with an offer. So the film is where we always start in the football industry. When I call up New Mexico State, when I call up Cal Berkeley, Coach Rolovich, when I call up Coach Nurse at Eastern Washington, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I don't start with this person has a 4.0. I start with this person can get after a quarterback and get some sacks for your defense. I start with this quarterback can run your offense and bring you guys some wins. I don't start with how nice the person is, how great the family is, how great their grades are. All those things come up. But the first thing is the film. So when you want to get recruited, the first thing that you need to know, the first thing that you need to have somebody look at and evaluate before you reach out to any university, any scout, any player personnel person is your film. And then once you get a sound film evaluation, trust it. Trust it. If it's somebody that knows what they're doing, trust the film evaluation. Even when your phone isn't ringing, trust the film evaluation because it's going to serve you. All right? So keep that in mind, you guys. Let me know if you're somebody that's in the recruiting industry or you're a young athlete. Let me know if you agree with me, if everything should start with the film evaluation. That's just where we start with before you go pro. But maybe some of you guys may see things a little different. Maybe you work backwards some way. But we start with the film evaluation. We actually turn down athletes based off the film evaluation. If we watch the film, we feel like we can't help you, we'll turn down an athlete because we don't want to take anybody's investment if we can't help them. But everybody that we let into our program, for one, we stay with them their whole career. But for two, we give them a firm film evaluation and we trust the film evaluation. We don't look to the market for confidence. We look at the film evaluation. All right. So that's where we start, baby. And hopefully that sheds some light on the process that you may need to take so that you can get the proper exposure, so that you're not wasting time and you can get to the university that you deserve to get to. All right. So I'm Coach Wood. Please make sure you subscribe. For me, this is the end of the week, but I'll be back next week, baby, to serve you. Also, check out the resources that we have down in the description box. I'll see you at the top.